What's up, everyone? We are doing some live streaming right now. Trying to get my live streaming going on IG, but it's not. Damn, can you check to see if IG's live? Sam said, "What's up?" Yeah, I added it into. I'll tell you what, OBS will be death of me. It will be. This is. I'm trying to. Yeah, no, it shouldn't be. I don't know. We're good. We're chilling. I don't really need to be. People can't handle live stream on IG too much. It's like too much. It's like they don't understand. They need their. They need like just reels, nothing more. Like it, people got so mad when IG turned from a photo sharing app just to Instagram Reels. Anything that's much for the normal Instagram algorithm, people freak out. So maybe it's better not. Sam, can you check to see if it is? What's up, guys? It's not streaming. All right, cool. All right, we got chat up this time because one percenter was trolling me in the critters chat. He said that the new guy Beat, shout out to you, Beat. Oh shoot, I think I just coughed into the mic. I think I meant to turn it off. Sorry, guys. Shout out to Beat for holding down the Daily Quest episode 31. Sounded like there was some technical difficulties with the sound, but overall you guys got it fixed, and I really like the show. It seemed like a really cool style there. You know, I never thought to have like backdrops of the conversation, but Beat, man, continue. I pass the baton to you. Wish the critters the absolute best, guys. I had a really fun time. Really fun time. I know I wasn't really speaking too much on it. There wasn't really too much to speak on it. You know, I Matt and I had a conversation. Um, I'm sorry, guys. Sam and I just got on a walk, and my whole. Let's just say I need to get in better shape because my cardio system. But yeah, Matt and I had a conversation. Pretty cordial. He just, it's hard to turn down a guy that's been doing this for 25 years. To be honest, this was my first time ever streaming, so I was learning tech along with the process. Obviously, I loved growing the community with you guys, talking smack, doing all that stuff. But no ill will. I definitely, I definitely think that the Critters Quest, the Daily Quest, is in great hands, and it was an amazing learning experience for me. I really had a fun time talking shit, like I said to you guys, and just growing it. I'm always going to be a holder. But also, I will say it kind of allowed me kind of to jump into a different opportunity because you guys know, like, I like to just kind of talk, right? I like to just go. I like to just kind of roll on about different topics. And I don't really like to be pigeonholed to like a show style. And that's ultimately where I think the Critters and Matt really wanted the show to go, was more of a show. And that wasn't really my expertise. Like, I like talking, I like vibing, I like kind of just scrolling through the timeline, checking out what's going on, talking about the news, giving recaps, talking to you guys. So it worked out better that now I can kind of stream at night and just kind of be free range to do and say what I want to do versus having like an actual topic of conversations and stuff like that, which sometimes it gets a little bit forced. And I don't really like that. I like kind of just being able to, my ADD brain likes being able to kind of roll with the punches. So with that being said, let's get into what we got going on here in the timeline, man. There was a lot of stuff going on, guys. No, I'm unmiking it, turning it off. They're not hearing me. Sam goes, "Can you stop sniffing into the microphone?" You guys, right here. This is the sweetest thing. Hyper cast. Um. So, yeah, there was a lot going on, guys. I'm gonna call this live with Ty. Maybe the Ty show. Maybe Ty B live with Ty. I don't know. I will just kind of. I want to stream. Yeah, you guys name it. You guys tell me what you want me to name the show. I'm kind of cool with whatever. I'm really really kind of open to anything. You know, I'm not throwing baseballs around right now, and so I have the nights. I work during the day, 8 to 5. I'm an 8 to 5er, 9 to 5er, and Applied Vision Works is actually the company I'm working for. Shout out to Bruce Bressum. Hey guys, let me show you guys my boss. He is a awesome mentor. He may not be. His name's here it is. Bruce. Shout out to Bruce. So guys, if you don't know how I got my job right now working, obviously the streaming, working with the critters was kind of a it was a month deal, more of like a contract work, kind of see how it went. Ended up being better for me to kind of go my own way and guys to do that. But Bruce, if you guys don't know, Bruce technically gave me my first job. Well, I take that back. I had a job when I left baseball. Obviously, I never had a real job my whole life. I played baseball my whole life. 13 years. Was very dedicated to it, playing throughout, my childhood. Played it all the time on the weekends. Was really, really fully in on baseball pretty much my whole life, and so I never had time to really have a job. And for me, like for my family, like my dad's a very sports driven guy. My mom's very sports driven. Athletics were a very high priority in my family. My sisters both were very good athletes. One played at Mississippi State college soccer. And so athletics was always very prominent in my family. And so that was kind of, I'm not going to say a goal because I don't think it's the goal. You can have a goal that you want your son or daughter to play college sports or professional sports, but there was a standard that my dad applied of pushing his sons and daughters, or his son and daughters. He wanted them to work hard in anything outside of sports. He always said, if you're going to work hard in sports or work hard at something in your life, if you want to be a piano player, be a piano player, but be the best, go work extremely hard at that. And so athletics was kind of naturally gravitated towards that. I'm very competitive, as you all know. I love pushing myself to new heights. I love challenging myself. I love learning. And so it really kind of became an avenue for me that was my childhood, and I loved it. I do think as I got older, you guys know I retired in 2021, and I retired from baseball, got super burnt out, almost worked too hard. I was a guy that would be in the gym for 3 to 4 hours, 6 out of 7 days in the off season, 4 to 5 hours, in the gym, recovery, rowing. And so I just got to the point where for me, pitching became kind of, I'm not going to say a burden, but pitching is kind of an art, and you got to kind of, as much as you can work hard and really, really apply yourself, there is the element and the strategy side to pitching. And so that was always something that kind of bothered me, was I wanted to put in the work. You put in what you get out, right? Like you put in hard work, whether you're sales or whether you're building something, you put in what you get out. Sometimes you can put in a lot of hard work and not really get out that reward that you want. And so that kind of started messing with me. I started wanting to be so good, and I wanted to be so much better, that I started tweaking my delivery a little bit. And I'm getting to my point, but I'm tweaking my delivery, messing around with a few things. And it just kind of started getting to the point where I'm like, man, this is an overload, right? This is an overload. I've been fighting myself for, since I was 19. I remember fighting my delivery and my mechanics and all these things. And you do that for 13 years, it is wearing on someone. And so COVID happened. We all know that COVID was actually a point in time where a lot of people started to kind of question the jobs they're doing. And they had this moment of, well, I've never even had an opportunity to do anything else besides my job. And there was this hiatus period where people did other things, and they found other passions, and they found other things that they like. And that's, if you guys have been following along with Sam and I, we bought an RV. We bought an RV and we drove it, from Tampa, Florida to Newport Beach on Highway 10. Never drove anything bigger than a truck my whole life. And I'm driving a 39-foot Class A toy hauler RV. Yeah, or outlaw. And like these are the things that Sam and I did when we were hanging out. Like when we were, you know, this is like we started doing a lot of content. BTL behind the lights really kicked up then. And I'll be sharing these stories continuously. Like, you know, I'm just kind of giving you guys an overview recap of why I'm actually sitting here on my boss's page right now. But the whole point, I mean, I went down, you guys know I can go and I can just talk and talk and talk and ramble about different subjects. But the whole point I'm trying to make is sports was very important in my life, right? Sports was very important. Pushing yourself and excelling at something, I think, is a very good. I think all parents should push their children to be better, right? We should never settle for mediocrity, ever. We should not settle for living below our true potential. I wholeheartedly believe in that because I think when people get to a certain age, they wish they should have done more, or they shouldn't have done this, or they shouldn't have been a people pleaser, and they get upset and then they regret. And I don't ever want to live with regrets. And so I like to try things. I like to experiment. I like to, you know, go all in and then change and pivot and try something else that I like. And so for me, baseball was my all in. I was doing that for my whole life. And so I didn't really get to experience, you know, a traditional, I didn't go to college. I was drafted out of high school. You know, I wasn't partying on the weekends. I was getting sleep, you know, I was getting prepared, getting ready for my games. Like I was a very dedicated, very focused individual in high school. And that led me to get a really, really good signing bonus. And I made it to the big leagues in 5.5 years as a high school person, made it as an MLB closer, which is, if you're a reliever, it's, you know, there's 30 teams. If you're a closer, whether it was for 2 months or whether, you know, I was a setup man the next year, earning that role, I'll always, you know, I'm going to claim that. Like I may only have 11 saves to my name, but you know, I got 11 saves and 34 holds. Like it's a pretty cool thing to hang your hat on. And so, baseball was my life, right? Baseball was my life. And Bruce, when I retired from baseball, I came back. You guys know I went, you know, I retired from the game, pissed some people off because I spoke a little bit too honest. And sometimes people don't like the actual truth. People want you to kind of sugarcoat things, but it's not a big deal. It is what it is. You know, I like kind of pouring my heart out there. It's not for everyone. I don't like being like fake. You guys know, like I don't like being fake. Like it's just I like being authentic. People that were in the critters community, you guys know that I like. You know, I kind of am who I am. I'm not really trying to sell. I'm just myself, and people can like that or they can hate it. And if they hate it, it's all good. If they like it, great. We have friends. And so, you know, I really started to when I left ball, I'm not going to use the word soul search because it kind of gets a little weird. Like, oh, soul searching. Like, I don't know. I don't really like that. It's odd. Soul searching, just exploring, right? Sam and I, in 21, we had a graffiti artist come in our house. Adam Fu, if you don't know, the house was actually meant to be a content like creation house. We had a business called Drip Social, and we helped businesses that were super behind in terms of content creation kind of give them a spark new look on social media, because that's where we know all the trends and everyone's going is social media. And so people really started, you know, Sam and I, Sam's the creative editor. She's really, really smart at this stuff. And I'm kind of I'm kind of the support. I kind of help, you know, organization, some clarity, maybe some, you know, business development stuff. You know, her and I work really, really well together. And so I left ball in 21 and started to really go all in on NFTs and crypto. Got scammed by some people, which sucked. Well, not scammed. Basically, I was exit liquidity. If anyone doesn't know what exit liquidity is, it's when somebody comes in and people are buying prices at a low. Someone comes in, buys at a higher price, and then those people that are at the low sell on you and they basically exit the project. But what happened was I didn't really know crypto very well, so they call it round tripping. Like, I remember being in a group and I remember people being like, don't sell the token, don't sell the token. Whoever sells, we're going to check your address. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to sell. Well, I ended up round tripping a $200,000 gain and had to take a pretty big loss on that project. And so that was my second big experience with crypto. Obviously, Dogecoin. I think everyone was involved in Dogecoin. So, you know, I'm getting to my point. I know I've been on my boss's page for a good while, but you guys can look at him. He's a good dude. Helps business owners and teams create an even better future. We'll talk about them in a second. But I'm giving you some backstory of why this is my first job. And what a good first show to talk about Ty's first job, my first job. Um, Sam's laughing right now. Sam, can you make some? Sam makes the best tea. It's okay. If you guys hear the microwave, it's because Sam's making the best tea. Sam's the one of the best cooks I've ever seen. She's unbelievable. I mean, she really is gifted. So, anyways, you know, told you guys kind of my life story about baseball. Family. Very athletic family. I'm a very genetically athletic, gifted individual. 6'6", 230 pounds, can throw in baseball, 102 miles an hour. It was good. I had a fun career. I've actually been playing some catch lately, but that's just me. I think humoring myself, but you never know. Um, and so never had a real job. That's not true. I applied to my baseball coaches, my 14U, 15U baseball coach. My dad built a baseball field at our house. We lived on 5 acres, and we had a bad experience with a team, like an organization. And my dad's like a go-getter, right? My dad just was like, screw it, I'm just gonna build a field up. We have 5 acres. Let's put a field here and build my own team. And we did. And we met some really good coaches, and I met some lifelong friends and mentors. And I was actually late to a practice at my own house. We had a batting cage, we had an infield, we had a mound. Our horse was in right field, so when we would take batting practice, the horse would sometimes like balls would skip and hit the horse, and he was all pissed off and like chew on the baseballs and throw them out. So I had a pretty I had a pretty cool like childhood in terms of like sports and stuff like that. But didn't really. My point is, I didn't really need a job. I was just sports was my job, and it was cool. Like I love that. It just was, like my intentions were always to get to the highest level. Like I always wanted to be the best. Like I always wanted to be. Well, I wanted to get to the MLB, right? Like getting to the MLB and wanting to be a Hall of Famer, that's a whole different story. But like, I just knew I would get to the MLB. I knew I would figure it out. I knew I would eventually be the best on my team. And when somebody was better than me, I'd work 3 times harder to try to be better than them. It was this inner competitive drive that I've always had. And so I didn't care to have another job. I didn't want to, because my job was training. Like I loved it. And again, like you can kind of get burnt out if you train too much. And I was a kid that trained a lot, and learned a lot of good lessons there. Like, I think there's a good balance. You obviously, the best do train really hard. We all know that. But anyways, you guys, let me jump around a little bit. I know I can jump around. Just flow with me. Okay. I'm going to get to my point. And so fast forward 13 years later, 2021, we did the content business in St. Petersburg, Florida. We're creating a website, got scammed like $45,000 by some Indian bot farm that was basically just milking me dry with finances about building a website. I wanted to build a platform where it was a video conferencing educational seminar, and speakers came on there. People paid a monthly subscription, and they learned how to edit on their phone. They learned app integration. They learned how to network and market through social media. Sam was going to be one of the main instructors. I was going to do some other stuff, and we were going to have some other people. And so I wanted to build this drip social business that started off as kind of a content creation house, then it kind of turned into like a helping marketing for other businesses locally in Tampa. And then it turned into, you guys saw, like Sam and I used to do live with Sam and Ty. We used to do a crypto show. I did a lot of, I did hot sauce reviews, pickle reviews, seltzer reviews. Like, I did a day in the life. Like I did a lot of crazy, freaking awesome, fun content. That was just Sam and I having fun. Like looking back, we were actually kind of the first to really, I was one of the first to start doing the cold tub. Like did a cold tub for 354 or 45 days, cold water exposure was like, and now everyone's doing cold tubs. I was doing that in 2019, 2020, and 2021. We were doing live reviews. Now everyone's doing reviews. And so like Sam and I have always kind of been early to the game. We like doing that stuff. So, okay. So anyways, we're in the Florida home. We're doing our thing. We're making content. We're having a fun time. And then I go off into back to baseball. We started a nonprofit in the Virgin Islands. Forgot to throw that one in there. we started a nonprofit. We went down to St. Croix and St. Thomas and Roatan, like 100 people camps, and we freaking crushed this awesome, freaking badass, crazy like camp. It was awesome. It was so fun. It was great. It was awesome. It was the most fulfilling thing I've ever done. And that, but it wasn't super lucrative, and we weren't doing it for money. It was a nonprofit. But we had bills to pay, right? And I kind of had to get real. Like I couldn't just, I couldn't just live on money that I had saved. I had to bring additional income in. And getting scammed by people doesn't help money financial situation well, but it gives you good lessons learned. You got to learn from those lessons. And so anyways, we did this nonprofit, and we still want to do it in the future, but I had to go back to baseball. So 2022, 2023, 2024, you guys can go look at my stats. Not pretty, right? Not pretty. Just, velo went from 102 down to like 92. I was kind of overweight, out of shape, had like 2 months to train, went to AAA with the Angels in 22, I actually ended up in the PCL with like a 5.8, which was kind of decent, but limited innings, I was like still mentally just kind of burnt out, like wasn't really in the best spot. Come back, trained really hard with Doug White. You guys know Doug White. You guys have seen him on the show a few times in the past. Angels pitching coach, mentor, agent, coach. We've done a lot. Doug's a good dude. And, he was my coach at the time and trying to get me back. And I went to the Houston Astros and did really well in spring training. I did okay in spring training. Did really well. And, had like a 1.8 through like 15 innings. Broke my hand, tried to field a comebacker. They didn't like that too much. Came back, gave up 4 runs. Got released like 2.5 months in. So I'm sitting there and just like, dude, what the hell am I going to do, right? So I start training really hard again, get back up to 98. Reached out to Albert Pujols and was like, Albert, please, like, is there anything you can do, man? Anything. And he got me a job in the Dominican Republic for the team he's now coaching, Escogido, or managing. And, so he helped me out, and I owe that man so much. Like, that's one of the coolest things to play with a legend like that. Play with 3 legends, Trout, Pujols, and Ohtani. To say that those guys were my teammates is incredible. And so Dominican didn't really go as well. Again, like just wasn't really mentally, mechanics were kind of jacked up. I felt stiff. I just didn't feel loose and explosive. Just didn't feel good. And ended up going to Puerto Rico, finished there, pitched well into the playoffs, but hurt my back, had a disc issue. But that got me pitching in Puerto Rico. I was up to 98, had some really flashes of good games. And the Mariners, I reached out to Jerry DiPoto, who knew me when I was with the Angels, crushed it in spring training, dominated spring training, like had 6 innings, like 9 punch outs, 8 punch outs, 1 run, I think 2 walks, 4 or 5 hits. It's hard to make as a free agent. It's hard to make the club with the Mariners. That's just kind of a notable thing. And also because they have an amazing pitching staff. Like they have a very, very good pitching staff. Very, very good bullpen. So I'm getting to my point why I'm on my boss's page, guys. I've been saying that for the last 30 minutes, but I am going to get to my point. But I need to give you guys context, and I need to give you a reference. It's just not going to hit, right? It's just not going to hit. So this is the story getting back into why, and I will end this show talking about the job I'm at now. But you guys need to have a little context. You need to know what's going on. So when I reference this stuff in the future, you'd be like, oh yeah, Ty. Okay, yeah. Remember, he bought an RV, drove it to Newport Beach, was a closer for the big leagues in 2020, living in the Newport Dunes. Then he had a content house. He had a graffiti artist come in. Him and his wife built a nonprofit in the Virgin Islands and Roatan. They did hot sauce, seltzer reviews, Bickle reviews. They did Live with Sam and Ty. And he got scammed by an Indian bot farm for $50,000. He got exit liquidity and round tripped, super bid token by some people that kind of used him. And he went from 102 to 92. And he sucked for 3 years in AAA. And now he was running a crypto show, doing online remote programming, was a VP of sales. And now I'm working for Applied Vision Works. So that's what's transpired, guys, over the last 4 years. So again, it's a pretty crazy story, and that's actually just kind of getting into the tip of the iceberg. You guys wouldn't believe some of the other stuff that Sam and I have gone through. It's pretty entertaining. Um, and so go back, didn't make the Mariners Club, get into a spot where you know, AAA didn't pitch very well this year. I had some flashes of great games, and then I would just get crushed on singles and just kind of like just doubles down the lines. Like just didn't hit the marks. Fastball velo was good, getting a ton of swing and misses on my fastball. I led AAA in swing and miss on my fastball, which is a great sign. But the game's very slider heavy now. My slider was sucky. It wasn't getting swing and misses. And so that kind of kept me, and my changeup wasn't repeating. It just was, my off speed wasn't there. My fastball was there finally. My location was there, but my off speed wasn't there. So ended up just kind of getting to the point. Spent 5 years in Tacoma, which Tacoma is beautiful. I love Tacoma. But I just kind of got to the point where I'm like, I'm 31. I could keep going and, be your typical 35-year-old, just kind of on the road all the time, going to Mexico, Taiwan, Japan. Wasn't really fit. I wasn't really at the best spot in terms of production, in terms of like just my pitches weren't there. And when I shut down for a year, it really messed up a lot of, I changed my delivery in 2020. When I changed my delivery in 2020, it really messed with like my pitch shapes, my repeatability, my ability to like generate velocity easily. Like 18, 19, I had it down pat. And then 2020, it just got super weird. So when I came back to this super weird delivery, and I didn't really know how to get myself out. And on top of it, I was really tight from not throwing, out of shape from not training continuously. And so it was just like a storm of just like really, really kind of difficult deal. And so, go to AAA, and Sam and I were just kind of hanging out. She's working with some stuff. Sam's doing AthleteCon, she's doing her thing, and then I finally get to the point where she takes a job with a company called HLX. HLX is a website. They sell websites to people in the NIL. Did you guys know Sam dominates the NIL, and it kind of made sense for they wanted to get into athlete branding and stuff. Long story short, I got hired as that was technically my first job. It was more it was 1099 work, but it was a I got like a little salary, which was cool. But I was a VP of sales, which it doesn't really mean like it was a lot. It was an interesting job. We had a lot of fun experiences. We stayed down in Mississippi, Oxford, met some really, really cool people, and did a whole bunch of fun stuff. And it was just like, again, like back into the rock star lifestyle of living how it was in the MLB. Like it was crazy. It was crazy. And that was my first job. And Sam and I, being husband and wife, were working together. She was the chief marketing officer, and I was the VP of sales, right? So that ended up going for like 3 months. Sam worked there for like 5. It just got kind of, again, we just kind of went our own ways, didn't really work out. And then Critters Quest, right? Critters Quest. But before Critters Quest, Bruce Gresham, my boss, I put my resume out on X because I was looking for a job. And I thought it would be, why not? Why not put my resume out on X? Why not do that? Other people don't do that. So why don't, everyone hires and they put their applications and they go through LinkedIn. I reached out to a few people in my network to try to get a job from them, and they had nothing. So I just said, okay, I'll go, put myself out there. And I started applied to like 200 different jobs. I got like 9 job offers. It was crazy. Like I was like, well, that's good news that I'm capable of getting a job. I had like 9 offers. My insurance company actually wanted to hire me. My car insurance company wanted to hire me. They're awesome. That was cool. Like she reached out and said, hey, we want to hire you. This is kind of odd. Yeah, I know you're with us, but came across your application. And And so that was interesting, but I wanted more of a salary job. I didn't really want 1099. I kind of like the security of having that and stuff. So long story short, Bruce, we talked, kind of been kind of mentoring and helping me as transitioning into the business world. And it's been really, really good so far. It's been a learning lesson. I do a lot of like sales engagement, client engagement, do a lot of marketing. I'm going to do a lot of writing and threads on LinkedIn. And what we do is we basically, as you can see, like we help companies scale. We help companies get profit. And so a lot of companies out there, they have, maybe they've been around for 5, 10, 15 years and they've been kind of small mom and pop shops, or maybe they're a 5 to 10, $15 million small business. Some of them are more. We really specialize in the manufacturer space, construction, and we help kind of companies get in there and get better. Like that's it. Like we help companies win, and it's really cool because going from this world of athletics to entrepreneurship to hustling now into more of a traditional 9 to 5 role, calling people, reaching out, doing marketing. It's just a different skill set and a different muscle that I haven't flexed. But it's very, very cool to see people that believe in you. And so Bruce, you guys go follow Bruce. He's been very, very pivotal for Sam and I kind of doing Sam. He's been helping Sam with AthleteCon, and he helps Sam, turn it into a business. And I'm working on a role where eventually I'll be a business coach and stuff. So that's what's going on here. That's what's going on in the sense of it's a pretty cool gig, and I get to stream at night, and it's fun. Like a lot of these startup jobs, if you guys have ever worked in a startup, it's kind of 24/7, right? It's 24/7 round the clock, and you don't really have any routine, and it's hard to get in a flow and routine when you're always on, boss is texting you, do this, it's 7 in the morning or 9:30 at night, and it's constant going. It's a lot. And so now, this is a more traditional style role that I get to do camps and clinics. You guys, if you guys didn't know, I launched, behind the lights skill development pitching clinics. That's coming March 15th. And so Sam and I really want to create a network here in the Charlotte area with people, and we want to help build up the network here. I have all this experience with baseball that there's a lot of pitchers that need some help, and so I want to do camps and clinics again, and do some lessons. And in the weekdays, I get to sit here and Monday through Friday work at Applied Vision Works, and then I get to come on stream and talk to you guys. So definitely a lot of fun things going on. So that's kind of a recap. That's like a 45 deep dive into the craziness of my life. Hopefully you guys didn't expect that, because I don't think if I told a lot of people, they would be like, whoa, that sounds pretty crazy. So Sam and I have done a lot. We've done a lot of crazy things. Again, that's just the tip of the iceberg. So here's the guy that took over the Daily Quest. It's funny because there was no sound, and I actually get it. I actually get it. You guys have no idea. This was my first time learning Stream. Okay, this is my first time learning Stream. All this OBS stuff, OBS, Stream keys, sources, scenes, Hypercast, Mac screen capture, Discord mixers, fading, soundboard, Elgato, Stream Leaks, Sony A7S IV, lighting, more lighting, multiple USB drive connector, headphones so that you can hear the soundboard and not play it out of the computer, and then it creates an audio loop that everyone's sitting there, and then if you speak, you have to speak into this mic, the input, but then you have to place unbelievable Unbelievable. One of the hardest things I've ever done in my whole life. That's why if you guys didn't say, I was like, it was kind of like a cordial thing. Like, hey, I go for it. You guys want to go in a different direction. You want to bring on another person. No problem. This stuff is way too much. It's going to take me probably another month to fully understand the tech. And I know tech pretty well, but this was a first. Okay. This was a first. And anyone that says streaming is just super simple, you guys, that's ignorant. 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 It's not. It's not. Look at this guy. Beat. Beat has been doing 25 years of this stuff. The first show comes out with no sound, cited by an OBS audio glitch. I'm not throwing shade. I'm telling you, it's ridiculously confusing. It shouldn't be this hard. The barrier to stream and everyone like hitting live stream and going IG live or X live on your phone is different. But if you want to have a screen share, if you want to have a mic, if you want to have a quality camera, if you want to have a soundboard, if you want to have a chat, if you want to be able to dual, video FaceTime call with people in Discord and then share the Discord link. It's like, because when you go and you watch people on YouTube, I spent probably $1,500 getting tech people to come over to my house and help me figure out my stream. $1,500. So the money that I'm getting paid for critters, I'm literally being like, come over here, and they still didn't know. They still couldn't figure it out. Mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. So difficult. It was so incredibly difficult. So I'm venting a little bit. Not at the critters deal. Told you guys, I love the critters. Token Mountain assets will save the space. But the stress level, the amount of anxiety that I don't have to deal with trying to figure out streaming. So anyone that says, oh yeah, streaming is easy. Bro, streaming is easy probably because you probably A+ computer science, and you've been doing this stuff since you were 15 years old. But somebody that doesn't know about it, that wants to get into it, it is a nightmare. 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 But here's the cool thing. I know it. Like it's like riding a bike now. It's crazy. Like it was so. Is it gonna work? Is it gonna stream today? Is it gonna work? Is it going to happen? And now you just kind of do it. And now I can sit here and BS with you all, live with Ty, going on the timeline. So we'll keep it going a little bit. We'll keep it going. What'd you guys think? I've seen a lot of hot takes. You guys, I usually stick to just crypto, but now that I'm not fully in Web3 crypto as much, I know I made the whole deal. I'm going live into crypto. Well, you know what? I may be able to go IG live. I'm gonna go IG live on my phone. That's what I'm gonna do. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna go IG live on my phone, and then I'm going to talk about some crypto. I got a lot to say. But my point was, I'm not going to stick to only crypto. Or yeah, like I was gonna stick to only crypto when I was doing critters, but now I'm just gonna cover everything. I'm gonna cover politics. Yeah, politics. Said it. My God, I'm gonna cover politics. Happen. It's gonna happen. It's mad. Am I gonna get mad that I said something? Are we gonna choose sides? Politics is crazy. I used to be huge, and I used to be a political junkie, man. I used to freaking have such a strong opinion. You did this. You're an evil person. How could you? How could you ruin my life? How could you ruin my life? That's how I used to be. Looking back, absolutely crazy that I got myself, that it was like, absolutely crazy. Could not have been any more just waste of energy and time. So when I look at politics now, I do have an opinion, right? I do have a I do have an understanding of like people just see things differently. You know, some people don't like talking about certain things because they can be very polarizing, and people don't want to, like piss people off. Like nowadays, everyone's, keyboard warriors, but when you get into front of people's face, no one really says anything unless you're, it's just like, it just gets kind of crazy, right? It gets kind of crazy. And so I'm sitting there, and everyone that's jumping on IG right now, I'm streaming on X, so that's why you see a microphone. I just wanted you guys, I felt like I was leaving you guys out of the party. So come on and hang out. We're talking about everything politics. What's up, Connor? We're talking about politics. I told you guys I'd never talk about politics, but I'm not gonna be like a political junkie. I'm just gonna like kind of hit on it. I'm gonna give you my 2 cents, and then we're gonna talk about crypto. I just spent 45 minutes talking about all the crazy stuff that Sam and I have done. So don't know if I'm gonna be streaming every night. Don't know if I'm gonna be streaming a few times a week, but I'm gonna be jumping on here and talking to you guys and hanging out. What's up, Charlene? How's it going? So, anyways, let's get back to talking about politics. I used to be very like opinionated, right? To the point where I would send like angry text messages. And like da 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 da. And I'd even, I'd watch it. But then it started, what happened was, as a pitcher, there's this thing, and as a person that, gets into the big leagues and stuff, you're taught to control what you can control. And so the reason you're taught to control what you can control is because baseball is so difficult, and there's so many things that can go wrong, that if you try to control everything, a lot of people have control issues. A lot of people like to control other people. A lot of people like to do this or do that. And so that can be kind of hard for someone that has control issues. And so you really got to kind of surrender to the game of baseball. And so if you surrender and you say, I can control what I can control, then you just kind of start looking at things in a sense of, okay, maybe this is this is okay. Maybe I don't have to be so mad about this. Maybe I can let it go. And so the reason I stopped getting so opinionated with politics, again, I do have an opinion. I do think people should work hard. I think people should be rewarded for their hard work. I think people shouldn't be mean to other people. I don't think people should go out of their way to cause damage, emotional or physical damage to other people. I also do think there's a self accountability. People have to be accountable when you're living in a society. You can't just go around, forcing your agenda down people's throats. People don't want that. People want to kind of live in peace. And it goes both ways. If one side's saying to act and do this and demand, the other side's going to say, no, act and demand and do this. And so it's kind of like this battle of going back and forth. And it gets very polarizing. It gets very nasty. Families and friends fight over it, and relationships are actually lost over politics. But we know politics sells. And we know it's kind of we know it's kind of attention grabbing, right? We know that it's newsworthy. It's politics. It's been around. It's going to be around. We can say, Kelsey said, like, some people are in the middle. And that's kind of where I think a lot of people should be, is in the middle. But you guys, we got extremes, right? Extremes, everyone says has to do this way, has to do this way. I think at the end of the day, I think common sense kind of has gotten lost. And I think common sense goes for both ways. Because the only problem is, like, common sense to someone isn't common sense to somebody else. So somebody's idea of common sense is not what other people look at. And so people will say, well, that's just common sense. And then another person will say, are you an idiot? Are you stupid? What is your problem? How can you think like that? And like then the other person then gets mad because they're being insulted. So then they come back and then it pisses that person off, and that person then pisses that person off, and then there's no understanding, and then it gets super emotional. And so it is kind of like it is kind of this spot where, what's up, Eric? What's up, guys? It is kind of this weird spot where you kind of, it's like it's almost a losing battle, you know? It's almost a losing battle where I think there's some fundamental beliefs, right? I think there's some fundamental beliefs. Okay. And I'm not going to say pro-life, pro-choice. I'm not going to get into those fundamental because even those are polarizing. Those are polarizing. People were born one way. They were told one thing. They get out into the other, they get out into the real world, and people don't operate like that. And they're like, wait a second, this isn't how I was brought up. This is not normal to me. You're wrong. And so fundamental beliefs, okay? Work hard. Working hard is one thing, okay? Everyone needs to work hard. Everyone should not be entitled to do little work and expect a lot. If you do little work, expect a little reward. If you do a lot of work, expect a lot of reward. If you do a lot of work and get little reward, then go find where doing a lot of work gets you a lot of reward. Don't stay in the place where you get little reward for a lot of work. Go find another job, go look online, go do other things. So number one, work ethic. You put in what you get out. That's a fundamental belief, in my opinion. Number two, fundamental belief. People should exercise and they should not treat their bodies like garbage. I'm not saying be fit. I'm not saying that. I'm not shaming anyone. But our body is a living organic organism, okay? So when you put fake stuff into the body doesn't like that. That's how a lot of diseases happen. That's how a lot of issues happen in people's body. That to me is kind of polarizing in the sense of you can do what you want. I'm not sitting here. I'm just telling you, healthy body, healthy mind. It's up to you if you want to do that. I'm not saying do it. I'm just saying these are things that I think are common sense. You know, I should drink water because my body needs water to live. I can still have a soda. I had a McDonald's cheeseburger earlier. You can still have bad food. I'm not knocking that at all. But put some good stuff into your body. Don't just only put bad stuff. So I'm not going to say health freak, be healthy. Be healthy. Common sense. So work hard, be healthy. Number three, don't physically harm other people. Very simple. Don't steal. Don't attack. Don't physically hurt another human being. Kind of a fundamental thing, right? Right? That seems pretty fundamental that we should not hurt another human being physically. I think that's pretty fair. I think that's pretty middle ground. I don't think that's a lot to ask. So that's a fundamental belief. So we got work hard, be healthy, and don't physically harm other people. Okay. Here's another one that gets a little tricky. All right, it gets a little tricky. Don't emotionally harm other people. That one's really slippery. That one's very slippery because what is emotionally harming to someone may be completely different for someone else, right? It may be completely different. Meaning, someone would say, bring back bullying. People need to be bullied. They need to be taught a hard lesson. Our country's too soft. And when soft people are running the country, things happen and people get mad and people get destroyed. But then the other side is, but bullying leads to, we know, a lot of issues later down for some people. And why is someone bullying? I've never bullied anyone. I've gotten mad at people, but I've never bullied people. Bullying comes from an insecurity of within your own self. There's an insecurity, whether you think you're ugly, or it comes from an idea of like I'm not happy with myself. And so, or maybe it's to the point where I actually I like seeing other people suffer. So that gives me a good dopamine reaction. So I bully people because I either have an insecurity within me, and then I like to see someone suffer, right? So it's like, that's kind of like an evil thing. Like, you probably don't want to see people suffer. That's probably not a good thing. But then here's the other side of that, okay? Here's the other side of it. There's two sides to this, okay? There's people out there that do stupid things, that do walk, and when I say stupid, I mean they do things where it's almost like, dude, gal, girl, guy, like, do you not see what you're doing is gonna piss some people off? Like, are you not thinking about anyone else but yourself right now? Like, are you so self-absorbed? Are you so, egocentric that you can't see that would maybe piss somebody off? And that, like, you're kind of asking for it, right? Like, there is some form of that too. So, like, when I say don't emotionally hurt people, it's tough because, again, that's someone's opinion is different than somebody else's, and so it's kind of hard. So I don't even want to say I don't want to say that's like a fundamental belief, but if you're an asshole to someone, most people can tell when they're an asshole to someone, and most people should say, "Hey, I'm sorry." A lot of people say sorry. I've said sorry. I've been an asshole to people, and I say sorry, and it is what it is. But I don't want, you know what? Now that I've kind of talked that one through, I don't think that's a fundamental belief, because it's too. Let's stick with not physically harming anyone, because humans, we're emotional. We're gonna say stupid things. It's everyone's different. It's too much. It's too much. I actually take back that one's too much. We're gonna stick with working hard, healthy, and don't physically hurt people. But I want to come up with one more. Let me think one more. I do think overall, for the record, bullying other people based off an insecurity or wanting to see somebody else suffer, bad. Don't like it. Don't want to associate people with it. Never like talking about it. Just be cool, man. Just be cool. Be calm. Be a good person. Smile. Be respectful. You don't need to be an asshole. You don't need to be an asshole. If someone's egging you on and they're kind of poking and prodding you, well, then you're defending yourself, right? So then it's like, okay, well, you're going to keep coming at me. I'm going to come at you, right? Like, I'm a big believer in, I don't mess with people, man. I don't really mess with people, but when people want to mess with me, I take it to another level, and I'm like, okay, fine. Like, don't mess with me. So I do think, like, if you're going to get messed with, you should stick up for yourself. You should. There's a time and place, too. Okay, time and place. Let's get into another fundamental belief that I think. I think people should chase their dreams. I do. I think everybody, when they're at a young age, everyone at a young age gets taught that they're a kid. And Kelsey said stuff happens, and that's where our open minds would be needed. Agree, Kelsey. You guys are saying amen. Kelsey, I completely agree. I think having an open mind is actually the cure to a lot of this. I think if you have an open mind, you can solve a lot of these, like, political issues. A lot of people don't have open minds. A lot of people don't know what an open mind is. A lot of people are very regimented in their beliefs, and they won't change those beliefs, because if they change those beliefs, then they change who they are. And people don't like changing who they are because they've lived and operated one way of life for the last 40 or 50 years, and they don't want to change that because that's too much for them to grasp. So it's hard to have an open mind. You have to learn having an open mind at an earlier age, or you have to just go through life and get hit in the head with a 2x4 and keep getting hit in the head by the 2x4. Or you can be like, I need to open my mind a little bit because this ain't working. So yes, Kelsey, completely agree. Open-minded, better quality of life, to be honest. Facts, 1000%. All right, so let's get into some conversation. What was I gonna say? My last one. Oh, chasing your dreams. Fundamental belief. Okay. So you guys see how I'm saying? I'm not really talking about. I'm not talking with Benny Johnson right here. I'm on the timeline. Benny Johnson right here. Hi. This is not music. This is some loser mumbling. There is nothing artistic or redeeming about this. NFL, stop behaving like Americans like this. See, here's my take, right? That's a opinionated comment. Okay? There's a lot of people that like the music. There's a lot of people that don't like the music. So what Benny's doing is Benny is forcing his way of life. Now you could argue that, well, you know, was there cuss words? Nope. Was there anything really provocative? Nope. It was a Super Bowl performance. There's good ones and there's bad ones. Now, when you're cussing and you're talking about demonic stuff and you're talking about kids and children and, you know, abusing people, like that's ugly language. Like you wouldn't want to promote that, like killing people, robbing, like that's different, you know? And it goes for the other side. Like a lot of country music, you know, a lot of country people country music was like super depressing at one time. There people are talking about suicide, and always drinking and always losing the girl. And this is like, geez, man, it's freaking depressing. And so it goes both sides. But like, I don't like that kind of politics because that kind of politics, now look, it got 3.6 million views, 59,000 likes, 7.8K. People didn't like Kendrick Lamar. I've listened to Kendrick Lamar many times. I like hip hop. I like EDM. I like country. I like all kinds of music. I like old school music. And so what's up? What's up, Blue Eye? Jonathan Hia. What up, dog? Jonathan Hiaz. We played in Tacoma. He knows that I'm a little loco, so it's okay. He's my amigo, my Venezuelan amigo. What's up, Zach? Jonathan Diaz, guy. Jonathan Diaz is one of the best pitchers in the MLB right now. The man has been slept on for so long. He carves. Dominant. And my man still has not got a consistent shot in the MLB as a starter. I am bullish on Jonathan Diaz as a starter. The guy was the best pitcher in the PCL, which is the hardest league to be a best pitcher. 88, 92, good lighter, good Yanya. Good. It's a good pitcher, man. So Jonathan Diaz, man, appreciate you joining. All even. What up, Barry? What's up, guys? Blue Eye, your story's incredible. I've been seeing your progress. Your story's incredible. You're actually dominating you, taking it by the reins, man. Taking it by the reins. Yeah, they are. Barry, what's up, man? Barry, I'm streaming right now. If you guys want to go on my X, you can see I'm actually streaming. My stream key didn't work. Barry, I gotta get, I put my Restream and I put my stream key into Restream and it didn't go live on my IG. So I'm kind of confused with that. So I had to go live on my phone, but I'm going to be doing a lot of streaming on X. Barry, I think you guys should start live streaming on X. I think X is very untapped potential for live streaming. I think it has the ability to compete with Twitch. I do. I think it's a platform that has 500 million users, and people are on Twitter all day. I think people building content should definitely start live streaming on X. And if you get OBS, you can kind of screen share. What I like to do is I like to roll through the timeline. If you guys are on my X, you can see that my little pictures up in the top hand corner, and I'm doing this. But right now, you guys can just, yeah, Barry, definitely open it up, man. Like, it's a good grind, and you can kind of just you can just go through the timeline, just talk shit and all that stuff. All right, so let me get back to my political thing, because you guys knew me, right? I told you 4 years ago. I said I'm not going to talk politics. Politics too polarizing. Pisses too many people off. Too many people come from different backgrounds, have different ways of looking at life, different ways of how life people should be. And that's why I'm hitting on the fundamentals, right? Work hard, be healthy, don't physically harm people, don't bully people. If you get bullied, defend yourself or try to do something to not put yourself in that situation. Don't emotionally harm people, don't physically harm people. Very simple, right? Very simple things. And so, and then the next one was chase your dreams, right? Chase your dreams. Everyone has a dream when they're a child, and some person talks them out of it because they think it's too unrealistic. I wholeheartedly disagree with that. My teacher and my fifth grade teacher ended up being my teacher in high school again. She told me that I was wasting my breath by talking about being an MLB player. You're wasting your breath. Super weird, right? Like, why would someone ever tell someone that they're wasting their breath for speaking their dream? And I'm like, that's really odd. Like, wait, no, like I was telling her, and that's how convicted I have been of making it to the MLB. I told her, I was like, no, I'm gonna be an MLB player. No, you're not. That's impossible. You know the odds? Yeah, it's 0.029%. It's impossible. Can't do it. I was like, no. I'm not asking you. This is not a two-way conversation. You asked me, what am I going to be when I get older? And I'm telling you, an MLB baseball player. Really pissed me off. Really pissed me off. Because, like, my parents believed in me. My circle at the time believed in me that I could do it. And so, like, I'm finally getting to the spot where someone's telling me, it just was weird. I'm like, it's super weird. Why would you say some of that? So my point is, what happens is, kids have dreams, right? They want to start a business. They want to be an artist. They want to be a doctor. They want to be a lawyer. They want to be a baseball player. And don't get me wrong, right? Genetics kind of plays. Look at David Fletcher, though. Genetics does play a factor into being a professional athlete. I'm just saying that people get pissed off. You're like, no, I can't play because I was only this tall and I was super weak. That's fine, man. There's a thing called the gym, and there's a thing called training all day. You can train 10 hours a day like I did. You can train super hard. Like, you can train and become obsessed with training. I get it. Like, I'm not built for, let's see. Like, I couldn't be a center. I'm 6'6". I couldn't be a center in the NBA. Right? I'd have to be like a power forward or small forward or, like, honestly, a point guard. So, like, yes, don't blanket statement. Don't blanket statement that it's all genetics. Genetics does play a factor. Don't get me wrong. It does. But you can maneuver around, right? You don't have to maybe be, if you want to be a professional, like, and it's also, you have to kind of be like some self-awareness, right? Like, you have to be like, dude, I'm 5'5". I want to be a left tackle in the NFL. And like, no, dude, like, you ain't gonna be a left tackle. Doesn't matter. You're 5'5". Like, you have to be real with yourself, right? You can't just be obliviously, not obviously, oblivious. I tried putting an ly and it didn't really, it sounded super weird. Oblivious, can't be oblivious. Obliviously, can't be oblivious to the fact that, like, yeah, there is an element. So, like, when I say chase your dream, like, apply yourself, right? Like, I've done, you guys have seen my page, like, oh my God, I've done freaking content with Sam and doing pickle reviews and doing camps and doing clinics, doing a remote programming and doing a crypto show and doing a live stream and doing a nonprofit and you guys have seen my page. Like, I'm doing like VP of sales. Now I'm working as an executive business coach and doing, like, I've been all over the map. But the reason I'm all over the map is because I'm exploring things I like to do. That's why I'm doing it. I don't want to just, I want to see, I want to challenge myself. I want maybe like this, maybe like that, maybe like that. And so you keep maneuvering, you keep building, you keep going until you find something. Hey, I really, really like this. And that's what I'm saying. And so too many times, kids at a young age, they get talked out of their dreams by other people that didn't make their dreams come true. That's the saddest thing about it. That's the saddest thing about this whole deal, guys. Yeah, Altuve, 5'4", right? So like, yes, like to some degree genetics matter, but a blanket statement and say, I didn't do this because of my genetics. I don't buy that. I need to have a little bit of a backstory, and maybe you can be like, no, dude, like you don't get it. Like I had scoliosis, like I had this. I'm like, okay, like yeah, then that's like a different deal. But just like don't blanket statement, like it ain't just a blanket statement, right? There is a little bit of let's open up the hood and see what's really under there. Maybe you're super lazy. Maybe you're kind of a victim. Maybe you blame everybody. Maybe you only worked out 20 minutes a day. Like maybe those things did come true. Like maybe that's a little bit. But anyways, yeah, I got off of my tangent there. Rodrigo, man, what up, Rodrigo? I miss you, Ty. I'm proud of you, Rodrigo. You guys, Rodrigo Fernandini. That's another thing I didn't tell you guys. Rodrigo and I were building businesses back in the day. We were hustling, chimichurri business. Rodrigo's one of the hardest workers I know. He's having massive success right now. Talk about believing your dream. Rodrigo is living out his dream right now. He told me 5 years ago, he said, in 5 years, I want to have $5 million. And I guarantee you this man's making a lot of money doing what he's doing right now. And that is kind of what I'm talking about. Came from Peru, went to one of the best chef schools. He's an executive chef. Now he's run his own restaurant. He's killing the content game. He makes viral videos. And that's what I'm trying to say. This man had a dream, right? He's also could be a GQ model. You go look at his page. The guy's freaking, just saying. The guy's a good looking cat. Rodrigo. Keep working, dog. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, a lot of people have a dream at a young age and they get talked out of it by others that didn't achieve their dream. And I don't like that. I like people to, I want to be an astronaut. Great. Let's put you in an astronaut class, kid. Let's put some YouTube videos on and you can look at, you want to be an astronaut? Cool, let's explore it. I don't want to be an astronaut. I want to go, I want to be a content creator. Great. Let's get you a YouTube channel. Let's create you a brand, a logo. Let's get you streaming. I don't really like doing that. Okay. What do you want to do? I want to explore, right? If you're a parent, let your kid explore. It's how you're going to figure it out. If you just shove something down their throat, they may not get to explore other things, right? Let them explore. They don't have to live the way you want them to live. Now, I will say, as a parent, it's good to guide. It is good to guide your kid, right? Like, geez, you got to guide him a little bit. You can't just let him just do everything. He's not going to do anything. If he does everything, he's not going to do anything, right? So there is an element to that. It's tricky, right? Nothing's black and I don't believe in black and white. I believe in the gray. I think the gray is like where that's the gray area is. Blue Eye said, you're a motivator. One of the reasons why I have always followed you and your story, not a creepy way, not intended in a creepy way. Blue Eye, you guys seriously, you need to go check out her page. She's freaking inspirational, man. Dominating life right now. Absolutely, she's inspiring me. Thank you for saying that. There is a difference. Kelsey said there is a difference between guiding and shoving it down your throat. 1000%, Kelsey. Couldn't agree more, guys. I think a lot of people here were speaking the same language. So, again, the politics, right? Politics can be super polarizing. You may love someone, and then they say one thing, and you say, that person sucks. Hate him. Ugh. Like, no. Right? So I was reading you that the Benny Johnson thing, right? He's talking about the Kendrick Lamar deal. Hi, this is not music. This is some loser mumbling. There is nothing. Okay, and like I see what he said. So like it, kind of was like he was wearing a Jesus crown the other day. He's talking about abortion and people really, again, super polarizing, right? Abortion, pro-life, polarizing topics. I don't really get into the polarizing topics because the lose-lose. You ain't gonna convince. If you guys don't know already, you're not gonna convince the other person to take your belief. It doesn't work like that, right? What works is it's shock content to get people triggered to comment and engagement, and they make money. So they're playing on your emotions, knowing that they're not going to change your mind. So that's why I don't talk about polarizing political stuff. I talk about work ethic. I talk about being healthy. I talk about believing your dreams. I talk about not physically or emotionally hurting people. very like common fundamental things that if you do those things right, it kind of can take care of the other aspects in your life. Mozzarella Manny, what's up, Ty? Um, and so like that's what I'm trying to say right here is like, you know, a very polarizing comment. I don't really care. I don't really care. I didn't love the halftime performance. That doesn't mean that I hate Kendrick Lamar. Doesn't mean that I'm going to sit there and say this is not music. It is music. The guy makes millions of dollars. It is music. It is music. It's a form of communication with lyrics and beats and rhythm. It may not be your form of music, but it is music. Did I personally like it? Not really. I thought it was kind of boring. But I'm looking at it from a showmanship. I thought it was boring. I was like, I've seen Kendrick Lamar and he's killed it. I just didn't think last night was a very, very super entertaining performance. But that's not me hating on Kendrick Lamar. I just thought I've seen a better performance. I thought the Samuel L. Jackson thing was kind of funny. They kept going to Samuel L. Jackson in an Uncle Sam suit. And I was like, what in the world is going on right now? Like, that was kind of interesting. Yeah, Serena Williams there, I think. It was kind of like, it was really dark too. Like, it was like the lighting, like I couldn't see it. Like, even in this video, like I wanted to see the lights. I can't see the lights. It just wasn't like visually, I don't know. Like the sound, the microphone seemed really quiet. So I'm like judging it. Yeah, it was a bit out there. It was a little bit too much. Like I was like, what is this? It's a little bit too much. I agree. It was a little bit like I've seen Kendrick Lamar before many times. It was odd. It didn't, again, doesn't mean I hate Kendrick Lamar. Doesn't mean I'm sitting here going in turning this into some political agenda. I think it was a great halftime performance. Sue me. All right, so what else we got here? We're gonna go through a couple more on the TL, talk about some things. Hopefully you guys are liking the chat. We miss talking to you, Lisa. We miss talking to you. Darlene, we love you guys. You guys have always been super supportive of Sam and I. Sam's a rock star. He's a big time. All right, so let's get into what else? One more topic of the day. You guys obviously can tell I can talk to a brick wall. I think I've just been talking nonstop for the last hour and a half. But I like talking. I do. I like talking. I like talking on things I like to talk about. I don't like talking on things I don't like to talk about. I'm actually, if you met me in real life, you can't really like talk. Appreciate you, Connor. You can't really talk like this to some people because people are like, it's like, no, let me talk about, let me be let me be very surfacey. Let me be very surfacey and only talk about very nice little things like how's the weather? I don't know. How is the freaking weather? Or did you see the game? Nope. Or what do you got any plans this weekend? Yeah. You have any plans? Like, I don't like conversations like that. I don't like conversations. I like talking. I like talking about everything. Everything and anything. Anything. Go back and forth. I'm actually going to talk all day. If I'm with someone in person, I'm actually going to freaking... I'm streaming. Streaming, you can talk all day. So, that's probably why I like streaming, because I can just yap. Just talk all day. I love that you like to talk. I do like to talk. And I like talking. I like streaming, right? You guys know Sam and I like doing content. I like content. I like building stuff. And you streaming, you can kind of build your brand and who knows. But I will say, I've been you guys know, like, hold on. Sam's gonna be like, did you have to drink the water bottle with the microphone on? This is for Sam. Let me turn it off. And then she's gonna say, did you have to chug the whole water bottle? But I will say this. There is a level of consistency that takes to build your brand that because I've been playing ball, like you guys have seen Sam. Sam has been building a brand for 4 years, and now look at what she's built. Like, I mean, look at it. She launched a convention where she flies in athletes. Like literally, that's so cool that she's 28 and she flies in Division 1 athletes and Meta and TikTok and YouTube because, but like when she first started, people thought she was cringy. Like family and friends stopped talking to her because, ooh, what are you doing? Who do you think you are? Your problem. You suck. Like it's like, yeah, and you're miserable. So go be miserable. But my point is, if you build something long enough, then you start to reap the reward. And you guys have known that Sam and I, we like to build community, but with baseball, we build behind the lights, right? Build BTL, we crushed it, but then we have to. People are weird. People are weird. I'm weird too, though. Like I had to go back and play ball. So like I've always been wanting to build a community. I've always been wanting to consistently do something. And when you're playing ball, like it's really hard to get on streams. Like it's kind of like don't do that. Like you're not there to stream. Like, and I get it. So like, what up, Aaron? Um, and so like, but I've been building communities for so long now that I realize that you have to start at a grassroots level and build it, and it takes years. And it's fun to do that. And so streaming is kind of a new way I'm going to be building community with you guys because now, if you saw my hour rant about Bruce Gresham, my boss, and why I'm Applied Vision Works, I have the nights free, and I'm kind of doing my own thing here with baseball and clinics and camps. So I want to build content and I want to build a brand and I want to provide you guys maybe some motivation, some insight, some news, some laughs, some jokes, some what the hell did he just say, some shock. I'm gonna be dropping everything to you guys. So yeah. So ever seen an 8-second strikeout? I actually think I beat. No, I didn't do it. I actually may have one of the fastest strikeouts. Billy Hamilton, 3 pitches, 3 swing and misses. The last pitch going to 0-3, I caught the ball, leaned forward, leaned back, stepped on the plate, lifted my leg up, and threw it again. I was like, dude, not swinging, like, just couldn't, like, literally couldn't hit it. I just threw 3 fastballs. All right, let's get one more topic. Oh, let's go. Moving to North Carolina in August. Let's go. All right. Hell yeah. Congrats. North Carolina's beautiful. I feel so bad about Asheville and Hurricane Helena, Helena. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. I can't get the name right. Yeah, Blue Eye, if you move to Charlotte, we should definitely get together. All right. So I told you guys, right? I'm gonna be talking about everything. I talked a lot about politics a little bit today. We'll get into some more polarizing stuff. I'll maybe get a little bit polarizing. You know, you guys might be like, that sucks. That Leafs. Well, guess friends then. I'll still love you. I'll still love you. I don't care. Oh, great. Okay. Uh, let's see here. The way I like to do it is I like to read the timeline and I like to read what's going on the chat. Scam Altman. Elon Musk is talking about Scam Altman. Sam Altman is the owner of or founder of the being. I don't really know why Elon Musk has. I don't get this whole hate Sam Altman. Like Chat GPT, it was a for-profit nonprofit. Now it's a for-profit. There's some history there. I'm not really sure. Um, Yeah, Lisa, Connor, get well, man. Yeah, so that's kind of what I was talking about the brand. Like, Sam and I've been building for so long, but baseball keeps taking me in and out, in and out, and so it's hard to kind of have that consistency. But definitely tried to, definitely tried to. Yeah, yeah. All right, let's get a fresh homepage real quick. We got 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes gives us yeah, enough topic to talk about. Um, okay, let's see. I was reading the critters. Critters. I didn't see that. So they said that you guys again. I'm not live streaming. I'm not live streaming for the critters, but I'm still a community member. I'm still a freaking tag holder. So I'm like sitting there. I'm like, okay, cool. So we're not doing abstract. Yeah, I knew that. I knew that we're not doing that. Abstract. Honestly, it's like it was kind of weird. Like kind of weird. It was huge on abstract, and now they stopped applying. People stopped accepting people. So okay, okay. Elusive. Connor. So the live streams, you guys also join Facebook. You can. Is that right? Is that right? Um, join. It's called the Charlotte Baseball Club on Facebook groups. I'll be posting a Zoom link for anyone that wants to get into the community for free. This week's topic is going to be at 7 p.m. and we're going to be talking about how to train like a big leaguer. Going to be kind of this style. Going to be talking, answering questions. It's going to be free, guys. Free community Zooms. We are not. I'm not charging. I'm not charging people. I will charge people for like camps and clinics and stuff that I do here in person in Charlotte, but Sam's gonna be like, really yawn. Tell me, but it's good. She keeps me honest. Yeah. All right, guys. Let's say I want one more topic. I want one more topic. Okay, one more topic. What's this Montoya? I don't understand this Spanish speaking. It's like a reality TV show. This girl's cheating on Montoya, and he has to watch it. Is this really where reality TV shows at now? Pour one out for Montoya, man. This week just keeps getting worse. I don't know. I think this. I don't really. Um. Go to sleep. I do need to go to sleep, but I got to do my push-ups. I got to do my sit-ups, and I got to do my core. I got to do my hip mobility, and I got to do my shoulder mobility, and I got to do my T-spine, and I got to drink my tea. I got to go to bed, and then I got to go give Sam a kiss. You'll be like, yeah, you're just saying. Believe it or not, guys, I started playing catch today. I kind of had the urge to go throw again. I hit 94 the other day. I haven't thrown a bullpen in like 2 months or 4 or 5 months. My first bullpen, barely hit 90, and my last bullpen, I hit 94 a few times. So messing around, never know, man. 32, 33, 34. Who knows? Maybe play one more year in the big leagues. If get my delivery mechanics, that'd be cool. That'd be fun. Why not? Okay. Geez, there's so much freaking politics, man. I mean, everything's politics. I guess I'm gonna have to start talking about politics. I mean, I'm scrolling the timeline. It's It's a dude cheating on him. This other girl. This guy, man, live streams himself running from police with his 4-month-old baby and girlfriend in the back seat. Well, that seems pretty crazy. Why would you be doing that, dude? You know you're gonna get caught. I mean, I don't get that. I don't get the outrunning the police thing. Never made sense. That never made sense to me. What's he saying?
Bro, just let us out, bro. Let us out.
Bro, I'm not even supposed to be in this shit right now.
Bro, let us out, Dayon. Dayon, let us out, bro.
It's over with.
Dayon, let us the fuck out.
What up?
Bro, stop this.
Bro, no, I'm not relaxing when you got my baby in the...
What up, KD? KD Hill sends me the most since Sam and I. You guys go check out KD. KD sends us a prayer every single morning. And KD, I read it every day. Sometimes I don't respond. So please keep sending them. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. You're up early, man. You're up early. You grind. Guys, KD Hill grinds. Hard worker. Extremely hard worker. Unbelievable story. Go read his book. Go check him out. Great friend, too. Great friend. KD, Sam and I, we all need to get on a phone call one day. Alrighty. Got 200 straight to the dome.
Do you want to start there or do you want to start on your chest? Oh, that's the difference right there.
That's 200?
Hey!
That's 200?
200.
Oh, it didn't go yet. Is it hitting you right now?
That's heavier than 200. God damn, that ain't no fucking 200. Oh, shit! That's no 200. Damn. Oh, my God.
Alright, that didn't hit him.
Yeah, it was putting the
Wait,
weight
when's
on.
the 200 coming?
I don't like that. Let me try.
That didn't hit him.
Damn.
That did it straight to the dome.
Oh, shit! God damn, that ain't no fucking 200. Oh, shit!
Barely hit his head.
That's
What
not
is up?
200.
To the dome. That's funny. This guy just bought jail stool. There's so much crypto drama. We'll get into crypto tomorrow. Too much crypto. Oh, no, I'm not saying to Just join. What up? My man's from Japan. I don't know why I said it in a Asian accent. What's up, Sam? You're making soup. Okay. All right, guys, that's going to be it. Oh my God, just as I'm about to get off.
颜色也不卫生啊，不用了。今天老铁们看看德国人研制这款削皮刀好不好，棒不棒？说它有多厉害，一会儿咱们用它把这个西红柿给你打得像纸一样薄，让你见识下什么叫狠，什么叫硬。它整体全身采用的是锌合金材质加工而成，两面带刀，四面带刃，全身都能水洗，永远都不会生锈。用它来干活，咱们往前拉可以，往回拽也非常轻松。削皮儿不是它最大的亮点，反面可以打丝儿，吃个大萝卜丝儿、土豆丝儿。
Okay, guys. The reason I kept playing that is because when Sam and I go on walks, I'll do a fake Chinese accent, and that's exactly what I sound like. Why should I not admit that? Oh, it's fine. I like doing all kinds of accents. I do a ton of accents. I do Italian accent. I'm not gonna do them now though. I'm too nervous to do them on live stream. I got a good Italian. I got a good Australian. I have a good Ireland accent. I have a good Asian. I have a good Asian accent. All right, Sam's telling me I got to cut the string. I'm getting yanked off the stage, everyone. Had a blast with you all. Love you guys. Thanks for joining. If you guys want to join on X Sunday, if you guys if you guys don't mind, go to the Charlotte Baseball Club, the Charlotte Baseball Club Facebook group, and send it. What? It's not limited to Charlotte. It's just called that because I live in Charlotte and I like the name Charlotte Baseball Club. Send it to anyone that wants a free Zoom. talk about how to train like a big leaguer. If you guys don't mind sending it to him. This Sunday, I'm going to be posting a lot. Like you guys know, I did in Discord. We did like a text group. I build community in that way. Like send it out to people. So if you guys don't mind helping me out, that'd be greatly appreciated. But you guys, we'll see you